Hello, and welcome back to Diecast Graveyard. My name is Paul. Thanks for joining me today. Today we've got a really excellent build. We've got a Matchbox Ferrari race car number 73. Now, as you can see, this thing is in definite need of some restoration. The decals are pretty scraped up, the head of the driver is missing, and the paint is got all kinds of chips and nicks in there, but we're going to go ahead and take care of that. So go ahead, sit back and relax, grab your favorite adult beverage, or if you don't drink, have a Coke or a coffee or a water or whatever, and enjoy today's build because this one is going to be a lot of fun, and the way it turns out is absolutely stunning. So don't miss any steps on the inside. Let's go ahead and get started with today's restoration.
It's time to start the autopsy.
I've already got the post drilled out, and there's two posts here. So let's go ahead and get the car apart. Just be careful when you go to pry this thing apart. You want to make sure that you're not going to dent anything or bend anything out of place, etc. Let's try it in a different location. Wow, this thing's being a little bit stubborn. Sometimes it just takes a little bit more drilling of the post to be able to pry that car apart. There we go. And look how it just falls apart. All the wheels and everything. There we go. Let's look at the body. Like I said, there's a lot of paint missing on the body. The decals are missing. And it's definitely tired. But we're going to go ahead and take care of that. Here's the base. We'll replace the driver. And we'll paint up the base again. That'll be really cool. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click on that little bell to be alerted to any future videos that come out. And if you are getting anything out of these videos, don't forget to hit that like button because that's what helps me be able to provide content for you. Here's the wheels. We'll go ahead and touch those up. They're a little bit tired also. Let's continue.
Someone is being exhumed.
Here we've got the body. We're going to go ahead and put that in the citrus strip. I've already got another body of a car on there, and I released that video a little bit earlier. So if you get a chance to check it out, check out the sister to this video for the BRM race car from Matchbox that I restored recently. That turned out beautiful also. But we're going to let these set for a bit, and we'll know when it's ready because the paint will all be bubbled off. And here's what they look like after we got the paint off of them. This is definitely going to give us a good place to start from when we go to do the restoration. I went ahead and I painted the body with some Spectraflame red. Now this is an opaque paint, a competition red, and you can get this from the Redline shop. And look at that finish already. It turned out absolutely beautiful. But now we're going to have to make decals for the car. I did some research and this is what I came up with. The measurement you see is the overall length of the car, and this is incredibly important when you're going to make decals for a car, that you get the exact measurements of at least the length of the car. This will really help you out when you go to do that. Now I made this set of decals with my new decal machine, and I'm going to be releasing a video on that very soon. Here we're taking some micro set and we're rubbing down the side of the car. That's going to allow the decals to stick a little bit better. Now when you go to put your decals on, make sure that you're checking both sides of the car so you're putting these on in the exact same location. You don't want to have some sitting up by the front of the car where the steering wheel goes, and then you turn the car around and the other decals are back by the driver's seat. You want to make sure that they're all equal in the position you put them in. And there's today's tip from your Uncle Paulie. Once you get your decals in place where you want them, go ahead and take a Q-tip or a paper towel and blot away the excess fluid. Now on these cars there is a little raised line that shows you exactly the height that these decals need to be. Hit it with the micro set and then go ahead and place your decals in place. Now when I made these decals, I made sure that the Ferrari emblem was towards the front of the car on both sides. As you see here, and you flip it around, and there it is also in the very front of the car. This gives the car a little bit more balance and it definitely looks better. So be aware of that when you're going to put your decals on your car or when you're making your own decals. Sorry for the camera being off center a little bit. But that looks absolutely excellent. We're going to go ahead and let this set to let those decals dry. And you should let them set a minimum of 12 hours. I recommend that you do it for at least 24 hours. That'll give your fluid or your water underneath a little bit more time to evaporate properly. If you clear coat over decals that are wet, you're going to have a problem. Now here's the two cars that I did. And again, don't forget to check out the number 5 car there for the video I released a couple weeks ago.
Meanwhile, back in the graveyard.
Now here's all the pieces. Once I got the decals on, I went ahead after they dried and I sprayed it down with my Diecast Graveyard Clear Coat, which will be available very, very soon. It's a 2-part mixture with hardener and the clear coat, and it turns out incredible. Here's the base of the car with the new driver. I had to get that driver sent to me from Australia. Here's the exhaust pipes, and here's the wheels that I touched up with a Molotow chrome pen. Let's put it all together and give our creation life.
Lies! Lies! Do you hear me? Give my creation life!
And here's what we started with. This Matchbox number 73 Grand Prix race car. Now this is an older casting, but I'll tell you what, it's an incredible casting, and this is definitely something that you should have in your collection. We went ahead and we took it apart. We drilled out the posts. We stripped the paint off the car. We repainted it with Spectre Flame paint from the Redline shop, and you can check them out at redlineshop.com. Once we got that done, we put the new driver in, which we had to order from Australia. Now, if you need the link for the driver or any other Matchbox parts like that, give me a holler and I will make sure that you get the link. But we got everything taken apart, stripped down, repolished, painted it up, put new decals on it, and then clear coated it with my new Diecast Graveyard Clear Coat. And it turned out absolutely incredible. It looks so wet. Here's the finished product. Look at how beautiful that car turned out, and that clear coat absolutely just shines. It's works out fantastic. I've been working on this clear coat now for almost a year and a half, and I finally got a formula down. And once I got the formula, I went ahead and contacted the manufacturer, and I get my own special blend made. And if you want to get this clear coat, just drop me a comment in the comments there for this video. And like I said, it'll be coming out soon on my Diecast Graveyard webpage. But it'll be out soon, but I'll make sure that you'll see a video when it's ready to be released. Now, what an incredible car. This was a lot of fun, and I truly, truly enjoyed it. This was a lot of fun. And this is going to a friend of mine up in Canada, and along with that blue car. And it turned out incredibly beautiful. I want to thank you for joining me today in Diecast Graveyard. I've got a lot more videos coming out. I've got a lot of cars that I'm completing for people that I owe. I've got a whole bunch of stuff to send out. I've just been going crazy with things going on in life and everything, but I'm getting caught up as we speak. Thank you, and cheers.